Exodus chapter 15, verses 1 to 27 from the New Revised Standard Version. Verse 1. Then Moses and the Israelites sang this song to the Lord. I will sing to the Lord, for he was triumphed gloriously. Horse and rider he has thrown into the sea. Verse 2. The Lord is my strength and my might, and he has become my salvation. This is my God, and I will praise him. My father's is God, and I will exalt him. Verse 3. The Lord is a warrior. The Lord is his name. Verse 4. Pharaoh's chariots and his army he cast into the sea. His picked officers were sunk in the Red Sea. Verse 5. The floods covered them. He went down into the deeps like a stone. Verse 6. Your right hand, O Lord, glorious in power. Your right hand, O Lord, shattered the enemy. Verse 7. In the greatness of your majesty, you overthrew your adversaries. You sent out your fury. It consumed them like stubble. Verse 8. At the blast of your nostrils, the water piled up. Flood stood up in a heap. The deeps gurgled in the heart of the sea. Verse 9. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My desire shall have its fill of them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Verse 10. You blew with your wind, the sea covered them, sunk like lead in the mighty waters. Verse 11. Who is like you, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, doing wonders? Verse 12. You stretch out your right hand, the earth swallowed them. Verse 13. In your steadfast love, you lead the people whom you redeem. You guided them by your strength to your holy abode. Verse 14. The peoples heard the trembled pangs seized the inhabitants of Philistia. Verse 15. Then the chiefs of Edom were dismayed. Trembling seized the leaders of Moab. All the inhabitants of Canaan melted away. Verse 16. Terror and dread fell upon them by the night of your arm. They become still as a stone until your people, O Lord, pass by, until the people whom you acquired passed by. Verse 17. You brought them in and planted them on the mountain of your own possession. Place, O Lord, that you made your abode, sanctuary, O Lord, that your hands have established. Verse 18. The Lord will reign forever and ever. Verse 19. Then the horses of Pharaoh with his chariot and his chariot drivers went into the sea. The Lord brought back the waters of the sea upon them, but the Israelites walked through the sea on the dry ground. Verse 20. Then the prophet Miriam, Aaron's sister, took a tambourine in her hand, and all the women went out after her with the tambourines and with dancing. Verse 21. And Miriam sang to them, sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. Horse and rider he has thrown into the sea. Verse 22. Then Moses ordered Israel to set out from the Red Sea, and they went into the wilderness of Shur. They went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. Verse 23. When they came to Mara, they could not drink the water of Mara because it was better. That is why it was called Mara. Verse 24. And the people complained against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? Verse 25. He cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. He threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. There the Lord made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he put them to the test. Verse 26. He said, if you will listen carefully to the voice of the Lord your God, and do what is right in his sight, and give heed to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will not bring upon you any of the diseases that I brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. Verse 27. Then they came to Elim, where there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they camped there by the water. Exodus chapter 15, verses 1 to 27 from the New Revised Standard Version.